Hello, Seiiti Arata. Stop trying to be creative. Today I'm going to be giving you a tip that goes in a very different way, goes against everything you've heard about creativity. Stop trying to be creative. Stop it right now. Instead of that, just start copying other people. You see, our culture created the lie about originality. But when you study the history of great geniuses, you discover something very interesting. They all started by copying a master who already knew how to do it very well. They didn't invent things out of nowhere. First, they followed a system that already worked. They fully mastered the basics, and only after that, they developed their own style. Now, the problem is that probably you want to skip straight to the end without going through all that journey, all that beginning. You want to already break rules that you never learned how to follow. Why do you grasp concepts very quickly but you never reach mastery? Well, the reason is that you are rejecting the only path that leads to competence. Copying deliberately and repeating basic fundamentals. This is how it will eventually become your second nature. You see, you are looking on social media, you see an influencer doing some viral content, and then you think, okay, that's interesting, and I can do even better. And then you go, you record a video mixing 5 different techniques that you learned on YouTube, and then when you post it, nobody watches, nobody understands. Or when you find somebody selling online trainings, online courses, you decide to create your own without even having learned the basics. You never sold anything in your life. That happens if you can't even explain what is the product that you're selling. Maybe you want to write a book that will revolutionize your niche, but you can't finish even one single article because you keep changing the structure in every single paragraph. Now, if you identify with these different stories, it is not because you lack talent. It is because you're trying to skip fundamental stages. And there is a Japanese wisdom called shu-ha-ri that explains exactly why this happens. The biggest mistake is wanting to be a master before being a student. You want to break rules that you never learned how to follow. You see, our culture glorifies improvisation, but it hides a big truth. Every innovation is born of complete mastery over the basics. Shu-ha-ri are 3 required stages on the path to mastery. Shu means obey. Ha is to adapt. And ri is to transcend. Mastery is not about just being different. It is about being so good at the basics that you naturally transcend. Shu is to master the basics with total humility. In the Shu stage, not only you have the responsibility to do things, but you have to copy things. You don't have to be creative here. You don't have to personalize. You don't have to go like, oh, in my case, it is different. No, not yet. Creativity without competence is just chaos disguised as art. Choose a method that has already proven to work. Follow it exactly, just the way it was taught. No questioning, no adapting. Don't skip the parts that you think are obvious, that you don't need. Just repeat the basic exercises hundreds of times until they become automatic. Your rebellious mind will protest violently to that. It will say, well, no, you're losing authenticity, you're just copying people. Or this is too simple for your level. That is resistance to copying, and this is what's keeping you away from mastery. If you're learning to write, copy word for word the text of the writers that you admire. If you're learning sales, you have to use ready-made scripts until the words come to you naturally. Those who want to be original without being yet competent will never be either. Ha is to adapt your earned wisdom. After the basics are fully internalized, you will enter the ha stage. Now you can experiment, because now you deeply understand the principles, the basics behind your method. Adaptation in the ha period doesn't come from the impatience to be different. It comes from the deep experience of having practiced so much that now you start to notice a few nuances and a few limitations. Adaptation without mastery is an intellectual vandalism. Ri, finally, is to create your natural fluency. After years of conscious practice, now you reach Ri. You no longer need to follow external rules, because now you have completely internalized the principles. Your actions are natural, intuitive, they're fluid. You don't force genius. You practice until it emerges naturally. Skipping stages is not going to make you special. It just makes you a permanent amateur. Now, how can you master shu in practice? I'll give you a few techniques. The first one, choose exactly one person who already masters the skill that you want to develop. Don't go for 5 people, just one. Identify the 3 most basic elements that this person does consistently, and then practice only these 3 elements one entire week and ignore everything else. The second technique is to define which basic skill you will practice today. Be specific. Set a ridiculously easy minimum repetition goal and create micro variations within the same structure to avoid boredom. Record each repetition and observe specific improvements. The third technique is, when you are in the shu stage, emotional resistance will appear. Notice that. What kind of thoughts are coming to you? Oh, this is too easy. Oh, but I want to do it differently, my own way. Recognize that. That is your rebellious mind. Notice without judgment. Use the yes and technique. Accept that thought and do the basic action anyway. Start today. Stop searching for the perfect method. Choose a method that already works. Commit to following it exactly as it was taught, at least 30 days. No adaptations, no improvisations, no customizations, no doing it your own way. Masters copy first, they innovate later. The amateurs try to innovate on day one. Genius is not about breaking the rules, it's about mastering the rules so well, so completely, so that you can transcend the rules naturally. If you want to eliminate the distractions and build the discipline to achieve your goals, you can visit arata.se/focus course right now.